Good evening and welcome to the Walker Buck team call. My name is Dr. Walker. I think you all know who I am. Nancy is my colleague and wife. And tonight we're going to spend most of the hour talking about our new nutritional products, the ASEA Via line. Before I get into that, I want to make one announcement about the Loyalty Rewards program, and that is that you should watch your office, your back office, for an announcement on that, because the point structure is going to change a little bit. The number of points at which the enrollment packs go from 5 to 10 to 15% is going up a little bit. So just watch that, because it'll change how people's loyalty reward points accumulate in the first couple of months of joining ASEA and buying an enrollment pack. So let's get started on the nutritionals. I'd like to make a few comments and then I'm going to switch over to a PowerPoint here. But it's important to understand why ASEA has come out with a nutritional line. ASEA redox signaling molecules are not really nutrition. They are a bio-replenishment technology. It just so happens that we market in the supplement area, but it's not really a nutritional product. It has no nutritional value, no vitamins, no minerals, no proteins, nothing. It is a pure signaling molecular product and technology. And that's the labor force for repairing and building new cells. But we also need the building materials. We need the vitamins and minerals and all the stuff that are necessary to create new cells and to repair damaged ones. And we were missing that. And if ASEA is to become the global leader in cellular health, we need both of those pieces. And the purpose, the stated purpose of ASEA, and you guys should all have this right on the tip of your tongue, is to better people's lives and become a force for good in the world. And the vision for doing that is to become the recognized global leader in cellular health and redox-based technologies with worldwide distribution of ASEA's life-saving technologies. So we've got the ASEA redox, and now we have the rest of the picture, or at least part of it. Could we have more nutritionals in the future? Quite possibly, but right now we've got a powerhouse trio of nutritional products that are going to really move our health forward in a major way. The other reason, what's that?
I just wanted to make a couple of comments before you get too far into it. I wanted to introduce you because we can all read the product information papers that ASEA has put out for us, but I think it's really special that Dick is going to interpret them for us. And he's probably the most qualified person in the field to do that. He's had a 38-year medical career, and during that time he was board certified in 2 specialties, internal medicine and emergency medicine, but also he has a master's degree in nutrition and preventive health. So it's one thing to say, here are the ingredients. It's another thing to have someone help us interpret why they put those ingredients together like they did and what sets this nutritional product apart from other nutritional products on the market. And also how it works with the redox. It's very important to, Dick, Dr. Walker is going to explain that to us, and why we should step up as leaders and purchase these products. If you're not using them yourself, you can't tell anyone else what the results have been. So go ahead, Dr. Walker, and give us your take on these new Via products.
Absolutely. And as ASEA associates, like Nancy says, you absolutely should be taking these nutritional products, because they are going to bring about changes in your health, oftentimes just as powerful and sometimes even more so than the redox. But the combination is just dynamite and is going to propel your health to really stratospheric level. Hard to imagine how much healthier you're going to be a year from now after being on all of these wonderful nutritionals in addition to the redox signaling molecules. The other reason why ASEA chose this was a business decision. And 80% plus of people in this country, in the United States, already take some sort of nutritional supplement. And that market is estimated by the year 2020, which is just a couple of years away, to be a $220 billion business. And so to get a piece of that market for our businesses is going to be huge. And there are some people that are predicting that if we look out 10 years from now, a large percentage of our sales and our revenues will be from these products. So this is something for you to learn about, to understand, and to start talking to people about. But you know, to become the world leader, we have to lead. And we are leading in an area in this country. I think the United States has the worst diet and some of the worst diet trends of any country in the world. And because of that, many people are, even though they are overweight and overfed, they are undernourished. And the only way to correct that situation, in my humble opinion, is to take a very smart source of nutritional supplements. And we can't be the leader in cellular health unless we have both the labor and the raw materials to create that healthy body, one cell at a time. Now, I'm going to get into the products here in a minute, but I want to mention that it's important to understand sort of the overview of these products. And each product has a number of different ingredients in it. And although we have to be very careful about making health claims and any medical claims about ASEA, much of the literature on these nutritional components is accepted, understood knowledge. And you can share this. If we've got a nutritional ingredient that has been known to impact cardiovascular health or neurologic health, we can make that claim because this isn't something that is just unique to our product. But every one of ASEA's nutritional products has a secret sauce. If you listen to the Charge Up call this morning, you heard a very good overview. And if you haven't listened to that, even though I'm going to cover it tonight, I would go and listen to the recording that was done on the Charge Up call this morning, because it was excellent. And the secret sauce always has a name that starts with Via. So we've got Via Source Absorption Complex. That came out in March, but there's been some interesting changes to that, and we'll cover that. Via Biome Complex and Via Life Max Complex. So I'm going to share my screen here and pull up a PowerPoint, and we're going to get into the meat of this discussion about our nutritionals. So I'm not sure what this prompt is telling me here. Do I need to sign in again? Okay, sign in. Okay. Did I get signed out?
No, you're in.
Okay, cool.
You're in the meeting. There.
All right, here we go. Okay, let's begin with the beginning. ASEA Via, and that is the name of our nutritional line. I love the label. I love the way that looks. So let's see. My slide does not want to advance. I better get my tech person in here. It wouldn't advance for some reason.
Just do this.
What did you put?
this.
Okay. I think I got it figured out, although now it's advancing on its own. I'll go back. Okay, I think we got it fixed. So wonderful, beautiful new packaging. If you weren't at convention, you haven't seen that yet, but much more attractive than the old packaging that was originally for Source. I just love the way these things look. But we're going to cover for each of these three nutritionals. What is it? Why is it unique? What is that BioVia complex all about? What are the benefits and the features and the key ingredients? And I covered this in 20 minutes at a Super Saturday this past Saturday, but we've got a little more time here, so I'll be able to go into a little bit more detail. So let's start with Source. Source came out in March, and you know, Nancy and I have been avid nutritional junkies for years. We probably take, you know, 10 or more different capsules or of different nutritionals and have for years. And the nice thing about ASEA is now we're not going to have to take all those different things because these new products have everything in it that our basket full of pill containers has in just a whole lot fewer capsules. So Source is an awesome foundation nutritional product for you. Don't dare call this a multivitamin mineral complex. That is really underselling what we have. This is a whole food and micronutrient complex, and that's very, very important to understand that because that's has a lot to do with the technology that is packed into this. And the fact that it's whole food based is one of the main reasons why all three of these nutritionals are cutting edge and really very far advanced, because you do not want to take nutritionals that are made in the factory somewhere. Vitamin C is an excellent example. You can get ascorbic acid that's made in a factory chemically. Any nutritional compound can be made synthetically, but the body doesn't recognize those necessarily as being something good for it or something that it can use. But if it comes from a whole food, it will have additional cofactors and enzymes and different things in it that will signal our body's cells that it is useful and should be incorporated into the repair process. So having a whole food-based nutritional supplement is very, very important. Paying attention to all the micronutrients are very important, and ASEA has put this together in a very intelligent fashion. Phytonutrients mean plant-based nutrients. Superfoods are things like mangosteen, pomegranate, broccoli, and what a superfood is a organically grown fruit or vegetable that is dense in food value. In other words, it's really packed with different compounds that are beneficial and need to be in our diet. So they're what we call nutritionally rich, and that's what defines a superfood. And so just the name of this, of our complex, the Source absorption complex, you want to be very careful about the source that you get your nutritional supplements from, and we all really trust ASEA to put in really powerful, safe, nutritious ingredients, and you can't always trust that when you're just out in the marketplace looking. And you need to understand that absorption is one of the #1 things that you want to look for in a supplement, because if it doesn't get absorbed into your bloodstream and then into your cells, your body just can't use it. In fact, a lot of people avoid supplements because they think that much of it goes to waste and just goes in one end and out the other. And you know, I don't know if you're familiar with the term bedpan bullets, but some of these once-a-day multivitamin products that are relatively inexpensive, and they tell you that you can get by with once a day. Sometimes we see those come from one end to the other, and they don't really look like much of it got absorbed. And so that is just the opposite of what we have. We have a highly absorbable, highly bioavailable BioVia Source complex. All of the BioVia unique aspects of each of these nutritionals is patented, and ASEA owns the patents, and they are all manufactured in Salt Lake by very reputable nutritional manufacturers. And that area of the country has some of the best nutritional formulators and producers in the world. Source contains nutrient-dense superfoods, whole food micronutrients, highly bioavailable sea vegetables, which is really pretty unique. And they do that because sea vegetables concentrate vitamins and minerals in a different way, sometimes much more effectively. And so that's one of the reasons why they use that as a source. And they also have a separate, very special source of vitamin B complex, which can be difficult to absorb, but ASEA has found one with the hollyberry that is very, very effective. Some updates on the current source, the new source, I guess we could call it. Number one is the name. It was originally called the Bioamplify Absorption Complex. It's now the Via Source Absorption Complex. They've added a few additional enzymes to make it more absorbable. They've removed the iron, and the reason they removed the iron is it didn't have enough iron in it to really make a difference. But some people can't tolerate iron in a supplement. But people who really need iron needed more. And so it didn't make any sense to keep iron in the source, so there's no longer any iron in it. They added in the sea vegetable blend that has a number of polyphenols and compounds that aren't found in land-based plants. They changed the labeling a little bit on manganese and magnesium. You don't have to worry about that. So the source is just a really, really powerful and potent foundation to your building blocks, to the raw materials that you need to repair and build new cells. So that's number one. You really need to be on the source. This ASEA Via biome is just absolutely incredible. And if you've ever heard of a probiotic, that's what this is. It is a full spectrum probiotic via biome. It is a supplement that contains 16 different probiotic strains. Now, if you don't know what a probiotic is, it is bacteria, and these are bacteria that grow in your lower intestine, in your gut, and they support a number of aspects of our health. And a lot of the probiotics out there will have, one or two or three or four strains. ASEA's has 16 strains of different intestinal type bacteria that have been found to, in research, this is all based on research around the world, that have been found to provide unique benefits for human health. They also have 3 prebiotics, and we'll get into that in a minute, and slippery elm, and we'll talk about each of those and what they do for you. But ASEA's proprietary, and this is the special sauce for biome, is the BioVia Biome Complex. And the role of this is to provide an optimal environment in your gut for the maximum efficiency and assimilation of these probiotic strains. And we're going to talk about what each of those strains do. So what makes it unique is the BioVia Biome Complex. This is patented, remember, and it contains 3 very special prebiotics. And what prebiotics are, so don't get confused, there are probiotics and prebiotics, and they're both in this supplement. The prebiotics are food for the probiotic bacteria. And there's 3 of them: fructooligosaccharides, xylo-oligosaccharide, and galacto-oligosaccharide. And like Foster said this morning, there's going to be a test, so remember that. No, I'm just kidding. But these are all soluble proteins, and you've probably heard about soluble proteins and how important they are for gut health anyway, but they serve as food for the probiotic strains that we want to thrive and grow in our gut. And really, by doing that, they force out they outcompete any harmful bacteria that might be there, and they provide a very healthy mixture of bacteria to grow in your large intestine. You know, what's interesting to me and might be to you is that there are trillions of bacteria in your intestinal tract, in your lower intestinal tract, and there are far more single cell bacteria in your gut than there are cells in your whole body, by a huge factor. And so these are organisms that you want to keep healthy. The slippery elm that's in this product as well provides a coating over the inside of your colon, so that the probiotics can adhere to this and then use the prebiotics as food to grow and thrive. So this is a very well thought out probiotic. It doesn't just have the bacterial strains that we need, but it has the food for them to get them off and going, and provides a home for them with the slippery elm. It's meant for daily use, which is a better way to get this than to try to take a whole bunch of them all at once, which could cause some gastrointestinal distress. And we're hearing reports of people getting benefits from this product after just 1 or 2 doses of it, people who have had intestinal issues. But it's not just for intestinal health. Let's take a look at the benefits from this. I love this slide from convention. There is what I can't remember Justin's title, but that's Justin Wilson. And then here we've got the strains of probiotics, sort of as what they're going to do for Justin here. So I'm not going to list the names.
He's Senior Vice President of Global Sales.
Senior Vice President of Global Sales. He's a bigwig. So anyway, one of these strains improves dental health and has been shown to improve sleep. Here we have another one that helps maintain healthy inflammatory response. And I might mention that this, as well as Source and LifeMax, they all work synergistically with our redox molecules, because our redox molecules help promote healthy inflammatory response. This lactobacillus maintains cellular health. So as you start to see some commonalities and some benefits here that just magnify each other. And so having synergy with our redox line is really pretty cool. Maintain healthy blood sugar, promote mental wellness. I think, quite frankly, since I've been taking these new supplements just for a couple of days, that my memory has improved a noticeable amount for me, which is pretty cool. Skin health. Who thought by putting different kinds of bacteria in your gut that you would actually help skin health? And healthy response to occasional seasonal discomforts. I think they're talking about allergies. Supports immune health, supports gut health. So here we have, it took us 6 of these before we got to one that was actually aimed at helping your gut. It's amazing that these bacteria actually help all kinds of different things, not just your gut. Let's get on to the next one. Improves immunity throughout your body. There's a second one that helps with immunity, supports healthy inflammation, maintains normal cholesterol levels, alleviates occasional digestive discomfort, helps digestion and digestive and urinary health, supports another one that supports gut health, and then last but not least, another one that promotes mental wellness benefits. So keeping up with this literature is exciting, because there's new information coming out on what we call the microbiome, which is just a term that describes this whole other, really a whole other organ almost within our body that is made up of these beneficial bacteria. Some people have called this your second brain, because it helps to control so many different aspects of our health and our bodily functions. And so it really behooves us to use a probiotic. And this one has been put together very, very carefully and very intelligently. So let's talk a little bit about slippery elm. It does come from the elm tree. It supports mucus secretion in the gut, but mostly what it's there for is to provide a safe, soothing lining for the probiotics to set up housekeeping on. In Australia, I believe they use marshmallow root instead, just because of some government regulations over there in Australia, but that serves the same purpose in this formulation in Australia. So the biome is a very important and very unique supplement. Actually, Nancy and I, of all the supplements we've taken, we have not ever taken a probiotic. And I'm just after 2 or 3 days, I'm really enjoying the benefits of that probiotic. And I think it's an important addition to our cellular health, and we should all be taking that. It's safe for anybody. We've got a almost 2-year-old grandson, and I asked Robertson Ward if it would be safe for him, and he said absolutely. Start with 1 capsule, open it up, and put it on some yogurt or applesauce or something to get him to eat it. But he said it's safe for infants, and it's safe for the elderly. So it doesn't matter what age you are, you could benefit from all of these nutritionals, and that biome can be a really important supplement. You know, when we take drugs, when we take antibiotics, a lot of the medications that we take upset the normal biome, upset those bacteria. So it's important to make sure that you're reestablishing that healthy gut flora, as we speak, on a daily basis. So we've covered 2 of the 3, and now we get to LifeMax. And I'm really digging LifeMax. LifeMax is probably the most complex of these new supplements that ASEA has come out with. And it really, truly is, amongst other things, anti-aging in nature. But again, this is beneficial for any age. It's going to be beneficial for people who are very, very active athletes. But it does have some anti-aging vitality sort of benefits. So this is via LifeMax, Active Lifestyle and Vitality Formula. It has 16 distinctive natural plant extracts. And let me talk about plant extracts for a minute, because our foods are, on average, becoming more and more depleted of the nutrients that our bodies actually need. And a lot of that has to do with the way they're grown. They're grown on factory farms. They're grown in soil that has been used for years, that has been depleted of many of the nutrients and trace elements that our body needs in the plants that grow on them. And they're supplemented with artificial fertilizers. And so unless you're eating strictly organic, and even if you're eating organic, many of those organic farms have been sort of rejuvenated to qualify as organic. But in essence, our foods cannot contain all of the nutrients that we need. And in order to get the amount of nutrition that we would need, we would have to eat such a volume of these nutritionally depleted foods that we might not get anything else done during the day other than to be eating. So you really need to have extracts, which are concentrated nutrients taken from these plants and concentrated in various ways. And ASEA has a relatively unique way to do that by what they call their bioferment. And what they do there is that they feed nutritional components to nutritional yeast. The yeast concentrate these various nutritional components from the superfoods, and then they inactivate the yeast and turn that into the supplement. So don't worry about the word yeast. We're not talking about fungus that causes infection. We're talking about nutritional yeast that in the manufacturing process are used to concentrate and make the nutrients more available, because once they've been concentrated in the yeast, our body has a much easier time of absorbing them, metabolizing them, absorbing them, and putting them to use. So ASEA uses some very unique and very cutting edge techniques to produce a really leading edge, one of a kind nutritional line here. So what makes the LifeMax unique? Well, it's the BioVia LifeMax complex, again, patented, and it's a it's a phytonutrient complex with a wide array of nutrients. Pharmaceutical grade extracts of astragalus and gotu kola, and we'll talk about those individually, and those both have been shown in research to fight the visible signs of aging. So if you're interested in looking better and aging much more gracefully and maintaining function, this certainly is a supplement that's going to help you there. It also contains a unique pomegranate extract, and it contains a unique form of, or a unique source of superoxide dismutase, which is a very important antioxidant in addition to the glutathione, which we've talked about so much in regard to the redox signaling. This melon extract has a high concentration of SOD, superoxide dismutase. Also contains coenzyme Q10, which is a very important nutrient for heart health, and also has some antioxidant qualities. So let's talk a little bit more in detail about the benefits of LifeMax. Certainly supports a healthy lifestyle, promotes longevity, largely because of the antioxidants, and the coenzyme Q10 supports a healthy cardiovascular system, regulates healthy cell division. Unhealthy cell division can lead to things like cancer and that sort of thing. And so to help regulate that cell division with a nutrient is important. Promotes normal inflammatory response, supports the immune system, helps cognitive function. Like I said, I'm certain that just in the few days that I've been taking these new supplements, I really think that my memory has improved. I'm 70 years old, and any improvement I can get in memory is great. Helps to balance your mood, supports antioxidant activity, eye health, outward signs of aging by helping skin health, and we'll cover that in a little bit of detail, and really provides a nutritional foundation for the other products, and again, works synergistically with our redox. So what are some of the key ingredients? This is really cool. And I don't know if any other nutritional company is doing anything like this, but I've taken, and Nancy and I have taken, a medicinal mushroom complex probably for 20 years. It was manufactured by a gentleman down in California that worked closely with the Chinese mushroom bank to access some really unique strains of medicinal nutritional mushrooms. What ASEA has done is really quite unique, and what they've done is included 5 different types of mushrooms, but they've gone one step further, and they actually grow these mushrooms on a purple corn substrate. So they grind up the purple corn and they grow the mushrooms on this purple corn. Purple corn, I don't think, is something that you and I would want to just munch into to get the nutrients in there. And we would never get the concentration that we get in the mushrooms if they're grown on that purple corn, because again, they concentrate the nutrients that they absorb from the purple corn as those mushrooms are growing. And then ASEA takes the mushrooms and turns those into part of our LifeMax nutritional. So they concentrate and absorb these polyphenols and anthocyanins, all kinds of very interesting compounds that mushrooms are oftentimes the only source of in the world. We've got extracts of Miyatake, cordyceps, reishi, agaricus, and lion's mane, all of which have been shown in a plethora of research to have multiple benefits for human health. And let's take a look at one of these. Let's take a look at lion's mane. Thousands of years of historical use in traditional Chinese medicine. So this isn't something new. It isn't something untested. We know it's safe. It's been used in traditional Chinese medicine for ages. It has over 70 bioactive compounds, many of which can't be found anywhere else, that have unique benefits for human health. There are neurotrophic factors that have been demonstrated to induce nerve growth. You know, until 10 years ago, we didn't really think that you could grow nerves, that you could replace nerves that were that once they were killed in a stroke or something like that. But more recently, we found that our system is capable of regenerating nerve tissue. And here we have a mushroom in our LifeMax that is capable of inducing that process. So that's pretty important for anti-aging. It's pretty important for recovery from certain neurologic problems. So I think this is going to turn out to be a very efficacious nutritional for all of us, but certainly very important for anybody who's having any problems with normal brain function. So lion's mane is one of our 5 mushrooms. Cordyceps is another one. This helps exercise performance. It helps mitigate the effects of aging. It promotes cellular health. It helps maintain blood sugar. Are you starting to see some commonalities here and some multiple ways of addressing these different health challenges that we suffer and would rather not suffer from? Sports, again, this healthy inflammatory response is so important because an unhealthy, out of control inflammatory response is really the leading cause of all of the chronic and degenerative diseases that mankind suffers. And if we can help to control inflammation, we can really make a major impact in many of these problems. I forgot to mention the whole ATP and mitochondria thing. You know, you've got to be familiar with mitochondria because of redox signaling. And now we've got a mushroom complex that facilitates the production of ATP in the mitochondria. And we know that as we produce more ATP, we also produce more redox signaling molecules naturally in those cells. So here again, a synergy with redox signaling that I had never realized before. So some of the unique ingredients in our BioVia LifeMax complex, the astragalus and gotu kola, pomegranate, and French cantaloupe. The gotu kola has also been used in traditional Chinese medicine for years, and the astragalus as well. These are plant compounds with proprietary, and ours is a proprietary pharmaceutical extraction of these 2 special contents. And it's, again, patented in the US, Taiwan, and China. We're going to talk a little bit more about what it does. It promotes the synthesis of collagen and hyaluronic acid in dermal and epidermal cells. And I'll show you a diagram here in a minute of what that does. But it helps to promote healthy collagen to mitigate the effects of UV damage to your skin. So here on the left, we've got aging skin before you take gotu kola and astragalus. And you can see that the collagen has breaks in it, that you got a lot of damaged collagen. The blue spots are hyaluronic acid, which feed the collagen. And then look what happens after you've been on this supplement. You have a much better hyaluronic acid concentration. You have repairs to those collagen breaks, and you get increased hyaluronic acid. I mean, it's just an amazing supplement for skin benefits. And this is not a before and after for Renew 28, folks. This is a before and after from taking these 2 nutritional compounds, the gotu kola and the astragalus root. So I think you can see that, boy, if we combine the Renew 28 and the LifeMax, that we're all going to look like 5-year-olds before you know it. We're going to have that baby soft skin that we all had when we were much younger. So this is something that we're going to be able to see visible changes from, in addition to what we see with our redox molecules. So it makes you healthy in all kinds of ways, and certainly has anti-aging benefits. This special pomegranate extract that we have has increased antioxidant activity in the blood, a 32% increase within 30 minutes of taking this supplement. It supports cardiovascular health. It supports healthy glucose levels and cognitive function. improves communication through the gut-brain barrier and has been shown to have lasting benefits up to 24 hours. So you can start to see, again, some things in common with what our Redux does. And so these are going to be synergistic to each other, and they'll amplify each other's effects. So what about this French cantaloupe extract? They take a dried melon extract that is very rich in superoxide dismutase, which is one of our three main intracellular human antioxidants. It comes from a non-GMO proprietary variety of French cantaloupe. It represents a 90% of our total antioxidant capacity of the extract. Also contains secondary antioxidants. Coenzyme Q10 is very important. We have taken it as a separate supplement for years. Anybody who has any sort of cardiovascular issues or is over, let's say, 50 years old or so, should really be wanting the benefits of that coenzyme Q10. And if you have any sort of problems with your cardiac system, you definitely want to be on this supplement. It's 100% bioactive, which is pretty unique, and has a special microencapsulation technology. So it also has a special broccoli extract. Here again, this indole-3 carbinol is very beneficial. It's been shown to be to help prevent cancer issues in literature. Nancy and I have taken an indole-3 carbinol supplement for years. One of the reasons I got very interested in nutrition way back when, even before medical school, is that my family has a very strong history of cancer at an early age. My dad died in his 50s of lung cancer, and I really don't want to have that problem. And so the indole-3 carbinol is such a good supplement to prevent that I've been taking that probably for 20 years or longer. Turmeric root, very, very big in Ayurvedic medicine, and has all kinds of beneficial effects, especially on suppressing excessive inflammation, helping to control cholesterol levels, does some wonderful things. And then the other specialty nutritional that Nancy and I have been on for years is resveratrol. And here we have, in this supplement, we have a muscadine grape extract, and that's where resveratrol comes from. In fact, you know, any benefit that you get from drinking red wine, and that's been documented, is primarily from the resveratrol that you can find in grapes, and it makes its way in red grapes anyway, makes its way into wine. But it's far better to get it from a supplement like this, because as we know, we're finding increasingly that just about any level of alcohol intake can have some harmful effect on your body, unless it's very minimal. But here you can get your resveratrol in a supplement. And so we've been able to eliminate 1, 2, 3, 4, just with this product alone, about 5 supplements that we've been taking and paying for years. So these supplements are actually going to save us money, and they are probably more bioavailable than what we've been taking in the past. So I think that's it for the formal part of this. These supplements are cutting edge. I don't think, I went through and looked at some of the other MLM companies that are nutrition-based companies, and quite frankly, I couldn't find any that really had the types of products or benefits or combinations of product and ingredients and benefits that ASEA has. So this is really leading edge, you know, and leave it to ASEA to come up with a leading edge, no competition. I mean, yeah, we'll have competition in this area, but I don't think we'll have anybody that will have anything better than what we have for years to come. These are very well put together supplements, and I think ASEA will continue to keep it cutting edge, because just since March, they've altered the source formula and made it better, and I wouldn't be surprised that we see that kind of ongoing tweaking of our nutritional products going forward, because that's just the kind of company that ASEA is. And when I say that it's important to trust the source of your nutritional supplements, I mean two things. I mean the company that's making them, because you want a company that's reliable, that has your best interests at heart, and is not going to scrimp on quality or quantity of ingredients, and also where those ingredients come from. Because right now, if you go out just into nutritional supplements in general, the leading provider of ingredients is China. But the problem, and that's partly because they're the low-cost provider for many of the ingredients that go into many of the nutritional products that are out there in the marketplace. But the problem is that they don't have very good quality control or accountability. And so there's been all kinds of controversial problems with food supplements from China, with adulteration and just not being honest about what's in the products. And so it's nice to be able to have a company that is going to do their homework and only put ingredients that are pure, that are bioavailable, that are grown under the conditions that we find acceptable. And so you have to trust the company that's putting this together and the sources of what they're using, the ingredients for making these food-based supplements that we're going to take for the long run. And so you can trust ASEA and these supplements. Based on my background in nutrition and studying nutrition for years, I'm very, very impressed with these, and we're already hearing testimonies about what these products can do for you. Most people notice on source within a week or so more energy. Both Nancy and I noticed that, and I've already noticed changes from both the Life Max and the Biome. So wonderful, wonderful supplements. I'm going to stop the sharing part of this, and I will stop the recording as well, and then we will take some questions, and I'll try to answer them for you.